Okay, guys, let's talk about it. So by now you all know that Diamond Platinum's daughter has already been born. Of course, they went to see Diamond's mother yesterday, and we've been hearing a little bit of rumor from social media, of course, from Diamond Platinum's sister, that the daughter might have been named after Diamond's mother. Of course, after backlash, they retracted that and say that the baby's name is yet to be announced. But we know for a fact that the baby's surname is going to be Abdul, which is also Diamond's last name. But the key is that is not the real Diamond Platinum's father's name, like the biological father, okay? That name belongs to the father that Diamond denied some 6 years ago. Apparently, Diamond have a biological father whose name is Nyange, okay? The same father that he shared with them two brothers that look alike, Ricardo and Idris Santos, right? We're going to talk about in a few, but they supposedly, Mzee Abdul did an interview, and of course he was being asked, how do you feel that your surname is being used? Even though Diamond is not helping you financially, what do you have to say about that? He had a lot to say. We're going to talk about that, okay? So let's start with this right here.
Ni zaidi ya miaka 5 imepita toka tusikie kwamba yeye sio mzazi halali wa Diamond Platnumz. Mjukuu mpya wa Diamond Platnumz ambaye amefanikiwa kumpata kutoka kwa Zuchu anaitwa Sanura Nasibu Abdul, afu mbele kuna jina lingine. Sasa nikajiuliza kwa nini ubini wa Mzee Abdul bado unatumika.
The blogger first started off by asking Mzee Abdul, you know, we know that some 6 years ago, Diamond came out to say that you are not his biological father. But we also know that recently Diamond received a daughter, right? It's not only the baby with Zuchu that bears Mzee Abdul's surname, also the other children, right? But we are now talking about Zuchu. Remember, this Mzee Abdul was in Diamond's life during Tanasha, during Zari, you know. Diamond was still parading him as his real father up until 6 years ago when Diamond came out to say that he is not his real father. Okay. During an interview that Diamond did, he said that he found out around 2000, yeah, is when his cousin's mother told him that this is not his real father, that his real father is some guy who was a rice vendor. Yeah, the guy on your left, his name is Nyange. Okay, I hope that you guys are following. They were in the same neighborhood. So Diamond, unfortunately, by the time he was finding out about this dude, he had already passed. This dude had children who happened to be these two boys right here, whom have been in Diamond's lives till date. So let's continue the ThE.
Automatically mtajua mimi baba Nasibu. Ndio maana tunasibu Abdul Juma Isaac. Mimi naitwa Mzee Abdul Juma Isaac. Kila mtu anajua kama mimi baba Nasibu. Anaitwa automatically imetokea tu katika kimaisha. Uwezo ujui mama kitu gani anachofikiria au kaamua nini. Ndio uwezo ukafuata. Lakini kila mtu Mtanzania wote anafahamu kama mimi baba Nasibu, na hospitali mingi tu imetokea kwa timu hapo nini. Mpaka mmoja sometime unakoga unanikumbuka. Sasa ikaja imetokea tofauti. Tusiongea yashapita, ila kwa kutumia ubini lazima atumie, kwa sababu katika makaratasi hospitali nini kila kitu, maofisini, benki, passport na Nasibu Abdul Juma. Sasa hawezi akakana tena, hawezi akaandika Nyange mwe.
Yeah, that last statement was very but if you look at Diamonds with his other brothers, they look alike. In some have mentioned also, when you're just listening and not looking at them, you might think that it's Diamond who's speaking in the background. But anyway, so Diamond finding out that Mzee Abdul is not his real dad, but his name were already in the birth certificate, his name were already on Diamond's documentation. So according to Mzee Abdul, he's saying that life do happen, you know, automatically everybody know that I'm Diamond's dad, but the real reason why they continue to use my surname to their documentation is because my name is on all the documents. So anyway, let's continue with this interview. It's very interesting.
Unajua ubini ni jina kubwa sana. Yaani ukisema ukoo wa Mzee Nasibu huja hapa, wanakuja watu vigogo. Kwa kweli haikuumizi kwamba una watu wanatumia ubini wako afu wewe bado kawaida.
Baraka afu nyota ujue. Najua sasa kutumia Nyanga afu nyota tofauti.
I went ahead and asked him, you know, when people say that the Nasibus should come here, they will be heavyweights, you know, rich people, for example, your great craze, your son. What do you have to say about that? And of course, Diamond's stepdad said that, you know, it's a star. My name is blessed, you know. And maybe if they use the other guy, say if they use Nyange's name, maybe they will not be getting the superstardom that they have now. My name carries some sort of charm. And the other guy started laughing, but it was what he said next that got me feeling like, hold on a minute.
Zuchu ataiweza familia ya Bisandra?
Unajua paka mtu kafikia kujifungua, basi unajua kashajipanga. Kashajipanga, anajua kabisa mimi niko vitani, na yule kashajua mimi natetea katika maisha yangu, naingia vitani, kachotokea kitokee tu, kwa sababu
because they know Mzee Abdul has been in the family and he know the family capabilities. He asked, do you think ZUCHU will survive the family? And Mzee Abdul say, for someone to decide to carry pregnancy, a woman, just know that they know what they're doing and they've really prepared themselves for what's ahead, which is a war, and they know exactly what they're doing. The guy then go ahead and say they've been, other women like Zari, Tanasha, Hamisa, with others that we don't know, whom could not stay. And the Abdul say that, there must be something that Diamond saw on ZUCHU that he did not saw on Tanasha or Zari. And of course, we saw that Zari and Tanasha and all those, they just left and ZUCHU is not leaving. It means that ZUCHU has really prepared herself and she knows that she's capable of continue to dealing with her family. So nobody should underestimate, her capabilities in that family. She know what she's getting from Diamond, and she know that, even if the mother-in-law don't love her or like her, Diamond's love alone is enough for her. Okay? But here's my thing. I think that also the mother-in-law treating ZUCHU the way the mother-in-law is treating ZUCHU have to do with Diamond too. Because Diamond, you know that you can call your mother on order, right, sir? Like, you can literally do that. Of course, there's also a clip where Diamond's stepdad, or rather was being asked about, Diamond now have a daughter, that he's close with, not like the one in South Africa where he's able to see a couple of times in a year. And Diamond's stepdad said that, now he'll know if it's easy to be a father of a girl. He was speaking like this based off of Diamond's reputations with different women, where he be out here doing the most with different women, and now he'll feel, or rather he will know how the other fathers of other ladies that he be out here doing shaggy, how they be feeling wherever he be out here playing with the children. Anyway, it is what it is. Tell me how you feel about it down in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Follow me on IG at @DRizzy_radio, and of course, don't forget to like the video. It's very important. Keep it classy, stay in base. See you in my next one. Ciao, ciao.